All right, now we go. Now we're not so subtle. The hunt for Whitey. That's right. You devils are getting what you deserve. All right, here's the thing. This is a photo that somebody took. Me. Bel Air Road, the World War I memorials, which are falling apart. But Baltimore is the only city I've seen where the World War II memorial is falling apart down there in Southwest Baltimore. But yeah, interesting looking at this. It was very fitting. Also, I got glared at by a BPD guy around here. That dude looked like he wanted to hack me up with a machete. So, and I'm like Mr. Mellow here. So, all right, so. All right, this is going on, right? So now, 2017, this is going on, right? Trump now, I think he's in, or he was in already. So now, this is an article though that was older, going back to that time, fighting back against mob violence, squabble like a woman, pose like a sissy, or resist like a man. What are you gonna do, son? Well, anyway. And he goes, representative government is evil, giving free rein to the diabolic elite and tying the hands of the occasionally just thinking leader. What did you just predict the Trump presidency, like what actually happened during his administration? Anyway, right. The putting a democracy as our joke of a government referred to in place blocks the occasional political accident of a virtuous leader from acting directly on behalf of his people. Like, I have watched a video after video of squabbling right wing. Right wing. What do you call it? Sticks. Right wing sticks that are not bundled. Right. Oh, people who are better than us, by the way, and women being beaten by squabbling left wing sticks and bitches. I can still say bitches. The best people I speak to on the right can come up with is fighting and squabbling in open political venues, which is the goal of the left, to bait the right into a street fight. So video of white men beating down women and black men and sissy white men chanting rehearsed feminist slogans may be placed in the hands of the media. It's the pot of street fighting gold that the left is after. To have a leftist mob of rich, mixed race, mixed gender youth beaten by a working class mob of white men. SWAT teams and riot police will then be specifically detailed to counter white right resistance. Believe me, the police will swoop down on 100 white men while the 500 mixed gender and mixed race agitators who cannot defeat those 100 men burn the city. The police have proven highly adept at watching cities burn over the past few years. If alt-right sticks, people organize to defend speakers in open forums, the scenario above will happen and play right into the hands of the left. Now, this was before something that happened in Virginia later in the year.
I was kind of predicting that and trying to talk people out of going. So at this point, by 2017, I've had a lot of people that were politically active, right-wingers, writing me for advice. And a lot of it was like, if I go to a political rally, how can I defend myself against these people? And I said, well, technically, I'm a coach, so this is how you would do it. But that's just a trap. You're falling in a trap. Don't do it. So the last couple years of the Urban Blight writing, also writing to a bunch of people that are conservative on the right. Most of them decided that I was garbage and they didn't read my stuff anymore and they thought I was evil. But I did have 3 young men actually wrote me and told me that because of reading stuff like this, reading my work over the years, they quit right-wing political organizations that they were members of, because I did point out that men who are potential combatants are just going to be used as fall guys for more politically adept rabble-rousers on the right, and then ultimately the right in America is artificial and is cultivated just to frighten the people that news is targeted to. News is targeted to people in the suburbs that are either women or feminized men. And they're all safety first people. And, the system wants these people to be frightened because it's just easier to control people when they operate based on fear. And so the whole thing that happened in 2017 was something that I predicted, and it went down negatively for people that got suckered into it. And that was only a clinic for something that happened 3 years later.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And again, bad things happen to people who thought they were just being patriotic and protesting something they didn't like about the political system, which I could care less about.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I generally, my writing was like, this is progress from how not to get mugged by small groups of youth to how not to get preyed upon by the political system and law enforcement and the media. I mean, that's really, so my self-defense survival writing just kept scaling up.
Right.
To, you know, the real enemy here is this system that just wants to eat you and, you know, suck all your life out and discard the husk.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was, I remember, it was controversial too, because you were saying to avoid this stuff, and a lot of people wanted to get in there, but then what happened in Virginia in 2017 was like, oof.
And then, I lost, the month before that happened, I was at an all-time high for readers, and then I lost like 80% of my readers immediately like that. Okay, and it was obviously related to that event, but honestly, I was glad to be rid of a lot of those readers because I figure they're being tracked.
Yeah.
To my website from some like build a bomb in your basement website.
Yeah, nah. The guy James is all about peace and avoidance. You know, he's a man. Look at him. He's a man of peace. Look at, you know, and like you said, remember. Even what happened in 2017 in Charlottesville, that look what happened in D.C. in 2021 in January. All your regular, I'm safe, I'm good, I'm a American patriot. You got treated even worse. They got treated even worse. Yeah. So that's it.
It was. It was easily predictable.
Very predictable. It was like so predictable.
I wrote an article that day when that thing happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote an article that day, and I only knew it happened because a girlfriend called me up, and she's like, "Babe, where are you at?" And I said, Washington. She said, "Please tell me not the asshole with his feet up on Nancy's desk." Right? I was like, what are you talking about?
I denounce all those people.
I was in Washington State.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you know, there's like some kind of like, you know, violent revolt going on in the nation's capital.
Insurrection."
And I said, "Well, that's just to scare you." Okay, I said, "That's just about scaring you." I said, "I bet that the whole thing is just a show to scare you."
Democracy almost died that day, but luckily
so I said, "Don't worry about it. Your government's going to be fine, baby." Okay, you know, the armies are still going to be wheeling into action around the world. You know,
in some ways, I hate to say this at this point, it was kind of like not. I'm beyond like you now. I'm beyond like a lot of these things. Like, you guys are stupid idiots. So, and some guys were at both of these things. So that's to make you think about it. One of them was that guy who can't. When he got into an altercation, he fought very well, throwing the girly slaps and a little useless kick at some other useless dude. I won't mention the guy's name, but he was the big dude for a while. What a fucking joke this all is, you know. And you predicted it again. Damn it. Wish you were wrong. But.
Well, it's. I'm glad I was right, because then maybe I'll sell a book, and then if you buy this book, I will be able to buy 2 25 ounces of natural light.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
My man.
So, thank you. Is that shilling? Did I just shill?
Yes. You shill. You're a shill. Now you're shilling like all the other, like all. Yeah. At least guys like Jimmy Dore, when they shill, it's understandable. He has actually a counter on it, so if you want to go past it, you can't.
Well, you can see by the trajectory of these books, the one in 2015, how thin it is.
Yeah.
And they keep getting thicker.
Oh, geez.
And at the same time, I'm doing like 5 of these a year now. Okay, so the books were getting thicker. I was just writing articles about what it was like in Baltimore, and the books are filling up quicker and quicker. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do 2 a year. No, it turned into 4. Okay, I'm doing it seasonally. Oh, well, then I would have